biggest blocks I'm seeing in the consciousness of the Twin Flame Collective is people considering giving up on their union because they believe it's taking too long, or they think I've been healing for X months, X years, I should have manifested my harmonious union by now. And even deeper, sometimes there's a deeper fear. Maybe they're afraid that it's not real and they're just being duped on this journey, afraid they're being scammed. Maybe they're afraid that harmonious twin flame union isn't possible for them. But the truth is, harmonious twin flame union is possible for every single person because you already have it within yourself. It's who you already are at your core. The twin flame journey is not one of those quick fix journeys where, example, you attend a seminar that promises your life's gonna change in a few weeks, and let's be honest, you leave maybe feeling excited, inspired with some new ideas, but nothing really permanently changes, and eventually everything begins to wear off. The twin flame journey is not like that. It's also not like a special diet where you complete this program and at the end of that program you receive your harmonious union. The twin flame journey is not something you stop. It actually becomes a way of being because harmonious union is who you are at the core. And by harmonious twin flame union, I mean you're living your life together as one physical union. You're doing things together on a daily basis, harmonizing your life. You permanently become more loving, more peaceful, more authentic, more aligned with God and your divine self. And that permanent state of being becomes the foundation that manifests your harmonious twin flame union. And yes, sometimes healing feels repetitive, or you can get confused because it looks like you're getting triggered again by the same thing. I remember desiring my harmonious union with my twin flame so deeply that I would stay up at night and I would marathon mirror exercise layers around the same core upset that I was experiencing. Maybe it was a feeling of not being chosen. Maybe it was a feeling of not being enough. I've healed it, so I don't feel triggered by that anymore, but I imagine that's something I was moving through. And I would get relief in that fourth step of the mirror exercise. The mirror exercise is the tool that you can use to clear separation and manifest your union. So I'd get relief, and then I'd go deeper within myself, and another layer would come up that sounded almost identical to the layer that I'd just healed. But I didn't resist it. I didn't throw a fit or chuck a tantrum because the healing looked repetitive. I understood that this was simply the next layer of the onion, we call it, coming up to be loved. So imagine you've got an onion and you're peeling away the layers until you hit the core of that wound, and then it's healed at the core. And I didn't walk this journey alone. I didn't come to that released resistance all by myself. I had perfect teachers from Twin Flames Universe, Jeff and Shalia from Twin Flames Universe, I just said that. And they provided me the foundation and the teaching for manifesting my union, which I now extend to others as a Master Certified Ascension Coach. And that consistency within myself is what made me successful, what made me one of the first people on the planet to truly manifest harmonious twin flame union with my twin flame. Did you know that there are more billionaires on the planet at this time than people in their harmonious twin flame union? So if you're holding on to resistance, it doesn't serve you, it doesn't protect you from getting hurt, it's simply delaying the peace that you want in letting that resistance go and loving yourself. And of course, you're gonna hit those layers of doubt sometimes. I remember being alone at Christmas, Easter, birthdays, wondering how long is this going to take? Am I too broken? Am I a bad person? And is that why I don't have my twin flame? Is this going to take decades? But even then, I knew better to have that mustard seed of faith and keep going, and I refused to give up on myself. That was one of the first commitments I made to myself at the start of the twin flame journey, as I made the commitment to my twin flame in my heart that I was never going to give up on manifesting our harmonious twin flame union. And that was a core decision that made me successful. And God ended up bringing my harmonious union much quicker than I thought he would. It was like 2 years. I thought it was going to take decades, or maybe not even in this lifetime, right? And God brought it to me, but I created it with him. He didn't just put it on my lap because I wished for it enough or because I prayed for it enough. I actually did the healing work. And you have to do that co-creation with God and heal yourself, because you have free will. It has to be a choice you make. God's not going to give you your harmonious twin flame union if you're not consciously trying to manifest that in your life by removing what's blocking it from entering your life. That would take away your will. And God actually desires your harmonious twin flame union for you even more than you do, because your harmonious twin flame union is a direct reflection of your harmonious union with God. So God created you with a divine complement in a union, and that's so you have a person to walk through eternity with that's perfectly complementary and satisfying to you, so you don't feel alone, right? And God loves you perfectly through that person. And just because you don't have your physical union right now doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're broken. It simply means that you need to expand the love in your life so that you can align with the vibration of harmonious union. And by expanding it, it means going within yourself and giving it to yourself on the inside by facing your wounds, your fears, healing them, and just genuinely falling in love with yourself, which is a process. I didn't love myself at the beginning. I was angry with myself. I didn't really like myself. But if you just keep loving yourself, you're gonna eventually see the person God created, and you're gonna fall in love with yourself. You're whole, you're complete, you're lovable, and you're already one with your twin flame. Even during separation, you're still relating to your twin flame. You're still connecting. You're still communicating on deeper levels because you're always connected to them. And sometimes, or not sometimes, but separation is like you're living in the same house with your twin flame, but you're staying in different rooms for a period of time. Or like you and your twin flame share the same garden while cultivating different areas of it. So maybe you're tending to the roses while your twin flame is tending to tulips, but both areas matter for the harmony of the whole garden. And once you become aware of the twin flame journey, people will tell you there's no really going back. Like, it's really hard to go back. And what are you gonna go back to? Are you gonna go back to a numbed out, asleep life that doesn't satisfy you? Why do you think you were brought to the awareness of this journey? Just for a laugh? No, it was because on some level your soul called this awareness in. So it's safe for you to go deeper and answer the call. And if you say you choose contrast and you go back to that less desirable lifestyle, your twin flame is going to choose that on some level for themselves too and mirror that back to you, because they're one with you, not from a place of punishment, but because they're lovingly showing you where you still need to choose love for yourself more deeply. And you have all of eternity to make that new choice. So you don't have to feel rushed on your twin flame journey. You can test the waters. And there's this quote that I'm paraphrasing from Yogananda that I love. And basically, the message is if you put in sincere effort, God will always meet you there. Even if you feel messy or imperfect and you're feeling like you're not good at healing, you're not spiritual enough, you're terrible at, you know, staying present with yourself. It doesn't matter. If you sincerely keep putting the effort in and doing your best, God's going to respond. He's going to see that and respond. And one more really important thing is that harmonious twin flame union is not going to solve every problem in your life. You're not going to achieve your harmonious twin flame union and suddenly become happy and all your problems are solved. Your happiness does not come from your harmonious twin flame union. It comes from within yourself and it comes from your relationship with God. Harmonious union simply means this area of your life of romance with the right person has become healed enough and aligned enough to manifest, and it gives you the correct foundation to build an eternal life of love together. But you're still gonna have to keep growing afterwards. You're still gonna have patterns to work through. You're not in perfect union yet. You're essentially at the start of your journey together with your twin flame. There's still gonna be lessons to learn. You're gonna have to apply the same healing methods, even in harmonious union. There was actually a twin flame couple in Twin Flame Ascension School who were one of the first couples on the planet to achieve harmonious twin flame union. And they must have understood what harmonious twin flame union was. They thought it was going to solve their problems. And when it didn't, they came into harmonious union and they realized there's still work to do. It didn't solve all my problems. They actually just bounced out and didn't choose it. Because, yeah, they thought it was going to solve their problems. And instead of healing that limiting belief, they chose to go back into separation. And that's not to make you afraid. It's to bring awareness that harmonious union isn't going to solve your problems. But after you come into harmonious union, you can just make the choice to love yourself and keep moving forward. It's not difficult to have your harmonious union and maintain it because it's your natural state of being. So I don't think it's more difficult to be in harmonious union than it is to be in separation. Being in separation is extremely hard because it's being separate from the love of your life. So me as a coach, I'm a certified ascension coach from Twin Flames Universe. I'm here to guide people on their twin flame journey into their harmonious twin flame union. I'm not going to do it for you, but I can absolutely guide you and show you how to heal yourself and manifest that. I do this because my vision for this planet is for everyone to be in a harmonious twin flame union with their twin flame. That feels really good to me. It feels a lot better for me to have that than to see people in separation and be upset with their lives. So one final thing for you, make the commitment now. Never give up on yourself, never give up on love, never give up on your twin flame, no matter what happens. That's what I did, and my harmonious twin flame union achieved that, speaks for itself. Now my twin flame union speaks for itself. And if you're serious about healing your twin flame union and you'd like support on your journey, I offer free 20-minute twin flame discovery calls. The link is in the description below. We'll talk about your twin flame journey, identify the problems, the solutions, and I'll show you next steps you can take to make harmonious union real for you in this lifetime. All right, like, share, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.